So I'm getting that there are 3 people. One person is mirroring the other person and taking on their traits and behaviors and stuff like that. And then the third person is seeing this person lose themselves, lose their identity to this other person, and they're wondering what the heck is going on. Like, why is this happening? Why is this person taking on so many of this individual's behaviors and losing their identity to this person? But I get the impression that this is a group of people who know each other really well. So let's see what the cards are. Room. Prison. Sorrow. Friend. Room means making place for something. Like everything has its place. Could also mean making room for something new to come in. Prison is like prison of the mind. So somebody feels like maybe there's a change needed in this situation, but they feel imprisoned, like something new needs to come in or something needs to leave, and they feel imprisoned in their mind because must be like a hard change or something. Sorrow over the room, it's like there's either sorrow that something needs to be replaced or something new needs to come in, or there's sorrow that something's left. And friend, you know, this suggests to me that somebody wants to come in. Like maybe something has been lost here and needs to be replaced. But I don't think something that has been lost is the friend. I think this friend is coming in, wants to come in. But somebody's in a prison of the mind and can't allow for that or something. And so they feel they have to mirror another person. A friend wants to come in for this one person who's turning into a mirror for another person, turning into that other, losing their identity to that other person. Someone wants to come in and change this. But mirror person is over here in a prison of the mind. Like it's like they can't escape the gravity of this person that they're mirroring. And they feel held back and they feel chained to, imprisoned by that person. Triggers. It's like it's too triggering. It's like it's too triggering to confront this person, and instead they're just choosing to mirror this person and become this person, right? Because it's just easier than confronting them over this change that needs to be made. They're afraid of kind of rocking the boat, I guess. Learning. And there's sort of this ominous feeling as well that like this person's trying to, this one wanted to come out too, listen to your body. Yeah, there's like this sort of ominous thing here to where like this person feels like they can become this person better than this person can even be themselves. It's at a certain point, so I'm just sensing there's just bitterness. You know what I mean? There's bitterness from this imprisoned person toward this person that they're mirroring, and there's like bitterness toward them because that's just turned into a negative situation. So they think that they can mirror this person and become them and be them better than they are. So they're like trying to like learn how to do that by mirroring them and listen to your body. It's like they literally think that they can become this person, and by doing that can like replace them, and by doing that they can make this change and open this door for this friend that wants to come in. It's so warped and so pointless because it'll never work that way. I mean, duh, of course it'll never work that way, but it's a very subconscious thing that's going on here. Like, this person just subconsciously wants to change these things so badly. They think becoming that other person will do it. And if you notice the color scheme of like these 3 cards, like this one is kind of purplish. I guess that's sort of like an indigo color. It's like they're all blue and purple and like blue and blue and blue, you know, and it's like, this is all colors of like communication and like the mental sphere and everything. Like, this is all very mental. But see, these are like heavy colors, and this color is sort of soothing, especially compared to like the heavy colors. And this is a color of passion, right? So there needs to be some passion nurtured here, and this just can't happen unless it's allowed in. On the bottom of the deck, we have compassion. So it's like, instead of being bitter toward this person and mirroring them and trying to become them so that you can change the things that you feel like can't be changed unless they agree to it. You know, you need to have some compassion for, I'm not saying this is you, whoever this is needs to have some compassion toward this person that they feel is just an obstacle. Just have compassion toward that person, because really this is a situation that involves the prison of the mind individual, right? The prison of the mind individual is the one that can't stand up for themselves and can't stand up for the situation, the changes that need to be made. You know, is instead choosing some other path that is never going to work, you know. That's their problem, really, you know. So they're the ones that need to do something about it. I think they're just sort of interpreting this individual as a stumbling block when really it's them that needs to make a choice. So at the bottom of that deck, we have faithfulness. It's like somebody feels like they're trapped in a situation because of a need to be faithful to this person, whether it be a family member or maybe just an old friend. But I get the impression that like these 3 people involved in this situation are old acquaintance. They're old. Like, they know each other from like way back, and they're not on any level strangers, you know. So somebody feels like they need to be faithful to this situation, but it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work, and there's nothing that is going to work about this approach at all. So then I kind of split the deck a little bit, and we have the surprise card. So what I find interesting about this surprise card is the color scheme of it is like a version of this, but it's kind of inverted. You know, again, just like always happens, it's going to be like a tower moment comes along and just turns everything upside down and shakes everything up and makes it so that this imprisoned person isn't wasting their time trying to literally become someone else so that they can make a decision from their standpoint instead of just standing up as them and doing it. There's going to become a tower moment where it's just like, all right, this is futile. We're not going to let you even do this anymore. The universe is like, hey, you, stop. Stop. You know. So I'm going to admit to you right now that I don't really get this situation, but I mean, it's not my situation, so I don't need to understand it. There's a message in there though, and there's an answer in there, and it is just stand up. Stand up. Stop doing this. Stand up. It's a prison of the mind. It's not even real. Just go. If you have to go and you have to leave the situation in order to let something new in, maybe you need to do that. Because for some reason, this individual feels like this person they're mirroring is an obstacle that is keeping them from letting anything new in. Well, why is that? Well, maybe this person like owns the home you live in, or they own, you know, something like you know, you don't own it, or it's not yours, or whatever, you know. It's like, well, if that's the case, then you will have to just leave that situation, but there's so much communication here. There's so much communication, so many colors of communication that I feel like it's just a matter of communicating. And this compassion card might speak to that this person that you feel is holding you back might actually have compassion for you and might actually see your stance and your standpoint if you share. But they're not going to know if you never say anything. They're not going to know if you don't explain it. There needs to be an open flow of communication here. And I get that this prison of the mind person is the one that is not communicating. You should begin communicating. Yeah, like this card's red for a reason. That means passion. It's like, maybe there's passion that needs to be ignited here. And it's hard to see. It's basically impossible to see, but there's a picture on the wall right here. And there's a star over this picture. So this picture is illuminated. This is a picture of, it looks like a picture of a woman. So either a woman needs to come into this room. Yeah. This is a situation of a friend needing to come in. And prison of the mind person doesn't want to have to stand up and get out and leave. Prison of the mind person doesn't want this to be a two-person situation. Prison of the mind person wants to bring this friend in to the room. So I think that needs to be communicated, and it might be met with compassion and understanding. But you're never going to know unless you actually try to have that conversation and communicate that. And that's the thing to do.